The power company can switch off your solar. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at this article from the ABC discussing the electrical company in South Australia being able to switch off your solar panels, your rooftop solar panels in emergencies. So when, you kind of want power, they can switch it off. There you go. There you go. See this, guys, I'm not against solar panels. I'm against the government giving subsidies to people worth a significant amount of money when they should just pay for it themselves. The state shouldn't be subsidizing this stuff. It's vote winning. And often some people who are quite wealthy are getting subsidies more than a year of the pension. It's just crazy when you look at the sums. And then you've got other businesses that are quite predatory, that are signing up pensioners with 2 people in a house to hyper expensive solar panels with years of debt repayments under the guise that they'll make the money back. But the rules can always change. The rules can always change. There's a disproportionate amount of power with regards to setting market prices with the power company and not with you. So, authorities in South Australia will have the power to deliberately trip existing rooftop solar panels in rare circumstances to prevent another statewide blackout, with similar emergency powers being sought for use in Victoria and Queensland. So why do we need that? Wouldn't the solar panels be providing enough power to ensure we don't get a blackout? No, they don't. Have a look here. This is the Australian energy market. You can see on the website here, you can see what the usage is of all of our power generation. In Victoria, see all these little green ones that are, 20%, at 0%, 27%, all the white ones that aren't being used? That's all the wind farms have down there. See these ones here? These are the power plants. Those 2 are coal ones. And you see the ones right in the city, they're often the gas turbines, the peak power ones. They kick in when they really need it. And you can see here just the energy production by source. Rooftop solar is here. When you need it, right there and there. But the majority of it is through, fossil fuels, which technically, if you take a long enough time frame, are renewable. We just need to have another supernova and long enough time frame. So, the Australian Energy Market Operator, AEMO, is urging the change as it grapples with technical challenges posed by rapid growth of solar power. And people will complain about our grid and all of these things, but do we want to invest? Do we want to invest significant amounts of money, significant amounts of future generations' tax burden into upgrading a infrastructure system so pensioners can make a little bit of money on solar panels? Or should the market be left to its own devices? Australia's rapid uptake of panels has moved periods of so-called minimum demand in most states from the middle of the night to the middle of the day. In states like South Australia and Victoria, the uptake of solar has been so successful that minimum demand on mild days in spring is now edging closer to zero. AEMO's electricity statement of opportunities published today states that South Australia is on track to record low minimum demand of just 250 to 350 megawatts by spring. The report states that in some scenarios, SA could reach zero minimum demand as soon as 2023. Low demand poses a major problem for operating the grid securely, particularly when South Australia's ability to export electricity to the eastern states is hampered. The state was separated from the rest of the national grid for 18 days last summer after transmission towers in Victoria were severely damaged by wild weather. Without action, if a similar event were to occur during low demand periods in spring 2020 or 2021, AEMO would not have the operational levers available to securely manage the South Australian system, with a risk of disruption to South Australian customers, he said. So South Australia is the canary in the coal mine. The state's electricity distributor, SA Power Networks, had already been given the power to switch off all new solar installations from next month. Now, how would that make you feel if you've gone into debt, to put these things on your house under the guise that you'll be generating power, and they can switch it off whenever they need. I feel sorry for the pensioners that have been suckered into it. You know, I no problem for businesses that need it. I'll definitely get them when I finish my renovation, because I've got the equipment here that needs the power. But AEMO said that alone was not enough, revealing it was in negotiation with SA Power Networks to potentially power down existing panels. It is anticipated that PV shedding would only be enabled under rare circumstances as a last resort to maintain system security under abnormal conditions, the report said. SA Power Network spokesman Paul Roberts said in practice, solar households would be forced to draw their power from the grid rather than their panels, temporarily boosting demand. Oh, wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't they all love that? You've invested a fortune in probably a battery system and panels, and you're still paying power. What we're talking about here is actually lifting voltage levels in some areas to trip off inverters so people's solar stops generating to the network for a while, Mr. Roberts told ABC Radio Adelaide. That means the electricity that they need to keep their house going will actually come from the grid. It is absolutely only to be used in an emergency. We hope and expect that we may never even have to do it. While the changes in South Australia will take effect immediately, AEMO suggests similar action is required urgently in Victoria and promptly in Queensland. South Australia will be the canary in the coal mine on this, because AEMO has already said that Victoria, within a couple of years, could be in the same position because of the same problem, the Grattan Institute's Energy Program Director Tony Wood said. Well, would a solution be, when you're building a house, to wire up two systems? To literally have your own, a cable run, which is purely just on your solar, and you could flick the switch, pull a plug out and plug into that solar, boom, and then you have another run that's going out to the grid. Could you do that? I mean, that'd be the way to go. Then if they force you to flip it, you flip it over and you run it on the other grid. Maybe that's what I should do. Get a system just enough to run what I've got here, and just power it, just to plug it into here, and then hook my UBS up to it and flick over if I need to. Maybe that's a plan. Maybe that's a plan. Let me know in the comments, Sparkies. The report states that while New South Wales, they'll probably make that illegal. They probably won't let you do that. Guaranteed, because they want to have control over the solar panels that you've paid for on your roof. But then again, they're probably subsidized it, so, you're just part of their network. The report states that while New South Wales and Tasmania present lower risks, the new mitigation mechanism could be rolled out across the entire national electricity market. In the longer term, AEMO has flagged other solutions to the challenges posed by minimum electricity demand. It suggests more widespread use of storage, coordinated charging of electric vehicles, and so-called demand response, where homes and businesses could be incentivized to shift more energy use to the middle of the day. So there we have it, everyone. There we have it. I think, well, it just shows you this is a very complicated industry. The fact that we're just chucking money at it left, right, and center is crazy. These things will only have a particular lifespan. A lot of them are manufactured overseas in conditions that people wouldn't appreciate. There's going to be silicosis issues with breaking them up and demolishing them. And now they're causing grid problems. They want to flip them off. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Guys, do you think this is an unintended consequence of government intervention into the market? What would you do? Are you a solar fan? Have you got a setup? Or are you completely off-grid? Is that the solution? If you do it, you have to go completely off-grid. I mean, you can't even wire up your own house here in Australia. You need to get a Sparky to do all of it. So the key points: the rapid take-up of solar panels has shifted demand on the electricity grid. South Australia, Victoria, and Queensland face a heightened risk of blackout. Authorities will have the power to turn off existing home solar systems in an emergency. And there we have it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join the channel on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links on Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and I will see you all in the next episode.